everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. My content is not for everyone. No, it's a train of thought for me. It's not. Please do me a favor. Don't disturb your peace. Watch me. Watch me. Bring your own goddamn blood pressure up. No, for real, for real. Because evidently you was swiping, you could have bypassed. Evidently you entered the video. And hold on 1 second. You made your goddamn pain last. What's wrong with people? Don't watch me. Watch me disturb your peace. Because my content is not for everyone. No, it's a train of thought for me. It's not. And I truly hope that you find peace somewhere else because my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. I truly hope that you continue to find peace with it, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to live in fear. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. When you stand before yourself the day God shining light on you, hold on 1 second. That blueprint that God endured within you to be your authentic self, far from a hater, far from a copycat. You actually know how to respect your neighbor, even days when they couldn't see. A tone that they didn't understand, that you was truly in your lane. And you wasn't trying to get out of character, but someone that understands your intelligence, becoming your authentic self. When you was willing to better yourself, you didn't look at folks like competition. You understood elevation when it came to growth, how God was really balancing you out that day, and you didn't worship the devil. They would never understand how you stand before yourself today when they try to antagonize you, get you out of character. You understood self-control when it came to discipline. You understood that you wasn't trying to lose yourself like the last chapter. You understood what you overcame. The energy is different, not projected pain. Always be your authentic self, regardless to who gave up on you or overlooked your journey. My content is not for everyone. It's not. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope all is well on your end. And I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to who gave up on you, overlooked you, threw sporadic in a toxic way. They try to destiny swipe with you, but it was an epic failure. They try to energy harvest off your energy, but you stand before yourself a day. You matter and you are worthy. Do not give up on yourself. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a copycat. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a copycat. What about you? Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a copycat. What about you? No, it's a train of thought for me. Now, respectfully, it's kind of funny how they wish DEATH on your life, all because of the fact that you understood God's rights. The energy is different, the blueprint, the authentic medley at the end of the day, that authentic, the medley that you got within you, how your heart actually beats, that God is truly leading you. Even when you get lost in your words, God's truly showing you balance when it comes to common sense. Elevation looks good on you. They will never understand the confidence what it took for you to stand before yourself today. You wasn't trying to get lost in someone's words when they trying to paint you out when they tried to paint you out to be the villain of their story. You had to heal certain childhood trauma. It went into your adulthood. Not one lie was told. You understood what you overcame, being finding balance in time and day. You understood what you overcame to find balance when it came to time and day. Because God was really showing you direction when it came to ordering your life, being mentally available, emotionally stable. They would never understand your worth when you chose yourself to come out your comfort zone and you still being patient with time and day when it comes to balance, healing the trauma and pain that was endured with you that day. They threw spirits in the toxic way. You're supposed to become your worst sinning, but God said, no, not another day. God was truly protecting you, showing the light that was truly in front of you when it came to your faith. Hold on 1 second. Regardless who gave up when you overlooked you during your journey, no, you wasn't the mistake. They would never understand a dream that truly came true, allowing you to believe that, hold on 1 second. Yes, I am worthy. I am worthy of loving me. I am worthy of finding myself to better myself, to understand I can make corrections to fix myself when it comes to my health, especially when God restores you for all the right reasons. Even when your enemy sits there and watch you trying to figure out, oh, hold on 1 second, are you truly healing? After they threw that death magic at you, after they threw that spell work in a toxic way, they wanted your finances to stop. They didn't want you to elevate to become your best self, vision of yourself, but they couldn't control what God had in door with you when it come to your destiny. They try to destiny swipe with you. Only was to hold on 1 second. It made you uncomfortable for 60 seconds. Only the rest you had to regroup the rest. Hold on 1 second. I was praying to the most high when I wasn't trying to get high. I understood days when I was high, but God was really showing me balance when it came to comments since I am worthy of seeing in another day. I remember when I felt that. I remember when I felt unhealthy that day. How when they try to lace my stuff, only was to hold on 1 second. God was really allowing me to better myself. All because of jealousy and envy. They didn't want me to be myself. They wanted me to be in chemically unbalanced. Only for me to rest the hold on 1 second. I actually knew how to pray to go with it. I'm being patient with time and day. Thank you, God, for showing up. I don't worship the devil. Even when regardless to what I overcame. They ain't gonna understand my love language, how I chose myself. Thinking big, dream big, hold on 1 second. They would never understand that they couldn't stop God's motion. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. You got a speech problem, a disability. They got so much to say about you. But when God is in your life and you don't worship the devil, you ain't out here hacking folks' devices because you ain't got controlling issues. You ain't out here destiny swiping with folks. You ain't playing with spoken and toxic way towards your neighbor, wishing death on their life. You ain't trying to say folks out they free will when it comes to these maintain they smile. Because God is really showing them their vision. They become their best self vision of themselves. And certain folks will never understand how. Did you look at your neighbor like competition? When folks try to get you out of character, you understood your lane because God truly showed you your place when it came to hold on 1 second. You are worthy of even exchange when it came to self-control that day. You didn't have the energy harvest or folks' energy. That energy is different. You understood what you overcame. We all don't operate the same when we say the word God. Hold on 1 second. I knew God's name. My heavenly mother, my heavenly father, showing me why I believe in my faith to stand before myself today. I wasn't doing it for likes of doing cloud chasing. I ain't had to pretend to be somebody I truly wasn't. When they overlook me, they judge me. They try to blackmail me. They try to put me in the mindset, become my worst enemy. They gangster me right to left. A whole community took a go up against one person, all because I believed in my faith and I was walking alone that day. Yeah, I'm a popular loner, but everybody's walking life is not the same. But that energy is different when you overcome pain and you still be patient with time and day. They will never understand how you stand before yourself today. Confidence looks good on you, neighbor. Always be your authentic self. We ain't worshiping the devil. We all not the same. That energy is different. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. My flow ain't for everybody. And I say that respectfully. I just want to be myself. I never wanted to fit in. That energy is different. I'm far from a copycat, far from a hater. Even days when I couldn't see, I always wanted my neighbor to do better. The energy is different. When it comes to elevation, they would never understand it. Hold on 1 second. You mean to tell me when you try to take it your free will, you still wanted your neighbor to do better? You mean to tell me that when they try to rob you, you still wanted your neighbor to do better? The energy is different. We all not the same. It's kind of funny. It took a whole group to alarm me that day. It's kind of funny in different area codes, trying to second my free when it came to my conscience. Got the next door neighbor air hustling, telling my next move. Hold on 1 second, this entertainment purposes only. It's kind of funny how you talk about some at the end of the day. They swear that you talk about them, but goddamn, your mask fell off. It's kind of funny. My content ain't for everybody. It's kind of funny how they judge the innocent person that worship God. Didn't matter if I was a lesbo or not. It didn't matter if I was, it didn't matter about my culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, let alone, hold on 1 second. I ain't have to do nobody wrong to be my authentic self. When folks look at you competition, they got so much animosity and hate because you know how to be authentic. That's that blueprint that God endowed within you. Always be yourself. Fall from a cloud chasing anything is different. Because the folks that truly for you, they're gonna respect you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. They will never understand why you stand before yourself today. And you fall from a hater. That is just different. Always be yourself. It's kind of funny how they wish DEATH on your life. To psych you out your free when it comes to your conscience because they trying to get in your pockets. It took a whole group of people to go up against one person. Or because someone's mask fell off and only found out they had ill intentions. This whole entire time, all they was doing was being jealous and envy. How misery loves company, but God was really protecting you for your peace. The energy is different. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. Now, one lie was told that you was just trying to become your authentic self. That love language is different when you understood to communicate the goal within and you get lost in someone's words. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. Everybody's walk of life is different. But when you stand before yourself today as that man and woman as to what you overcame, how they try to jump you that day, how they had ill intentions because of the fact that you was beautiful in the face, and you didn't have to add things to your body to make yourself feel like you was beautiful because it was already within you. That energy is different. They understand how you have a beautiful smile and how God should maintain to see you smile, not to see you frown. They don't understand how you get up every single day and choose yourself. They don't understand how you let go certain folks in your past for all the right reasons to understand that true love can truly last. They don't understand how you truly actually doing a healing process. They don't understand that. Hold on one second. All you have to do is be your authentic self. That energy is different when it comes to a flow. That hold on one second. It could never stop God's flow. That love language hits different. I love myself. I love myself. I ain't giving my life because you to see my work. I ain't giving my life because you to understand God's flow. That is just different. They swear up and down that you worship the devil. But that's never the case because I wasn't trying to catch a case. Even the folks that went up against me, I wouldn't want you to be in that mindset at the end of the day in a penitentiary. But you projected it on me to blackmail me, to pay me out to be the villain of your story for likes and views alone, a couple of dollars. Only was a damn. God saw everything. My content is not for everyone. It's kind of funny how it took a whole group of people to go up against one person to blackmail them. And that innocent person that's a real child of God still would not want to see you in a penitentiary because you have a family. And the first thing that someone would say is, why would you give a fuck about their family for? Because I'm a child of God. I know how it feels for folks to be one-sided. I know how it feels for folks not to show up on those just because moments when you really need them at the end of the day. That energy is different. It's that tear at the end of the day. Certain folks can't understand. I just needed a hug from the right person that I can't even get to right now. Because they decided to do something so ignorant. Because they decided to cite someone else their free will. Because they decided to say, fuck my life. Wow. What did you overcome? What did you stand before yourself to say, I am worthy of love? The only reason, hold on one second. Love wasn't supposed to hurt. Someone that says they love you, they're not going to hurt you. Someone that says they love you, they're not going to disappoint you. Someone that says they love you, they're not going to miss out another day of seeing you another day. Someone that says they love you, they're going to make it their business to make sure that they at that door. I got your back. Because you know why? The same way somebody's supposed to be protecting you, they right there by your side. So they would never put themselves in a situation to lose their free will. I may not make sense to you. I may not make sense to you, but my content is not for everyone. It's not. Everybody say I'm the chosen one. But folks out here doing shit for likes and views. I don't cloud chasing. Excuse my French. I don't mean no disrespect to my elderlies. And I say that respectfully, but God's truly been leading me along this way when it comes to this journey. While I stand before myself when it comes to my flow, that blueprint that nobody can take away from you but God. My heavenly mother, my heavenly father. That's the only one that can take something away from me. And I say that respectfully. And every single day I've been showing up for my neighbor, to show my neighbor at the end of the day, regardless of what you've been through, you can overcome. They would never understand that unconditional love. Self-love looks different on you. Coming out your comfort zone, what was truly hurting you. Being misled by pain. Hold on one second. I can't lose myself another day. I understood how I felt to relapse on life. Hold on one second. I gotta treat me right. I understood at the end of the day, I pick up the phone. It was a dead issue. Hold on one second. I wasn't trying to catch a case. Folks that's supposed to protect me, love me, showing me I was truly worthy. They was there for everybody else when it came to events, birthday parties, home welcomes. What else? Doctor's appointments, this and that, and the case may be. Jail visits, all types of shit. But then, what happened about me? First thing they want to say, oh, because you started dating certain folks at the end, I couldn't be there for you. Only realize the pain happened long before it actually do. That baby was supposed to be protected from the cold world. Only realize to hold on one second. The baby had to learn how to love themselves. Only realize to hold on one second. The right people ain't gonna project pain. And you have to take a whole community to go up against that baby. Didn't matter about the environment. That energy is different. We all not the same. My content is not for everyone. And I am the owner of Naya Genuine Love Respect, regardless of what he say, she say, gotta say about me. When it comes to my creativity, I don't get my ideas from nobody. And I understand at the end of the day, my neighbor hates me in those different area codes, all because I believe in my faith and I know I wasn't a mistake, regardless who didn't love me that day. Always be your authentic self. It's gonna be folks that don't like you when it come to your journey. It's gonna be folks that's gonna try to say get you free when it come to your conscience, let alone your pockets, what the lies that they told. Trying to antagonize you, took a whole group of people to go up against one person. You look like a pussy ass bitch, and I say that respectfully. You couldn't even toe to toe with one person. You scary bitch. not disrespectfully. And then you gotta throw Spurrick in a toxic way. But folks be calling themselves real at the end of the day. No, it's a drink on me. I do too motherfucking much for real, for real. The lack of common sense, low IQ score. That you sitting there calling someone slow, stupid, and retarded. Hold on one second. But you sitting there taking notes from the real one that got God's blueprint. That energy is different. You would never understand the blueprint with God. Shows that child of God. Yeah, they try to copycat from you, but I'm gonna forever elevate you. They will never understand how to keep up with you because you know why? When you continue to elevate, regardless when they try to strip everything away from you, you would never be a mistake. They're gonna try to say get you free when it comes to your conscience. They just hold on one second, having third party conversation about you, trying to jump you, put you in a cycle, lock you up, blackmail you, hacking your devices to lie on your name to paint you out to be the villain to catch your case. But hold on one second, I'm taking over the will today. That's when God shows up. When you don't worship the devil, that energy is different. That's a different type of level. Folks be swearing up and down God ain't real, but hold on one second. I stand before myself today and say I'm healed. And I'm still being patient with time and day because you would never fully heal when you understand the journey called life. When the enemy's up against you, let alone the devil, and God truly got you. My content is not for everyone. It's not. No mother or father should be divided from their babies when they supposed to be protecting their babies. Cause ain't nobody gonna protect your baby like you. You know, some mothers don't give a fuck about their kids. Some fathers don't give a fuck about their kids. But you do. It's a train of thought for me. Nobody should have to be behind a glass wall, let alone a phone call. Oh, wait, hold on one second. You can't help that baby, let alone you can't even escape. You mentally institutionalized now, whole bent out of shape. Now you're dealing with depression, PTSD, but you ain't think about your folks at the end of the day when you put yourself in a bad predicament, catching your own case, talking about you was doing the better than them, but only was a hold on one second. You lost them mentally, emotionally, physically. Wishing you would have replayed what you just did that day. Like, hold on one second. I wasn't trying to catch a case. I went too motherfucking far. Listening to he say, she say, goddamn, I need my babies today. You can't see them every single day out of the week. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What the fuck happened to just because moments? When you get out the bed, you just want to go, you know what? Let's go do something today. Matter of fact, let's just sit here and watch TV today. You can't do that because of the fact that you had lack of control. Where you were supposed to have self-control. That's what God endured within you, but you forgot to overlook yourself. No, that's what happened. You overlooked yourself, getting lost in your own words, abusing yourself when it came to your own pain, when it came to your mental health, because it became the norm. What a curse that you endured within your own bloodline. Thought this was the right way to go. Psychic smart, they free when it came to their pockets. Don't you know that someone else, family, loves them too? And don't you not know as people who truly care about this person too? And when you take it too far, because you know the way karma works, it actually works. And the way karma works is like, damn, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but when it happens, it's like, damn, you're going to sweep and down someone through sport in a toxic way, bent out of shape, not even know if you're coming or going, trying to figure out your trainer thought, like, hold on one second, damn, I remember that person. Not only do I remember that person, but they was minding their business. I remember that person. They never had ill intentions towards me. I remember that person. They actually respected me. Or even if it didn't go that way, I'll remember that person, but I didn't know that person. And they was minding a business. And I was projecting on that innocent person. I decided to listen to a group of people. I decided to listen to naysayers. I decided to listen to someone with a low IQ score because they was nothing but a hater. And that's not how I even operate. I showed my community at the end of the day I was a stand-up leader. Only was to hold on one second, my mask fell off. And that was truly a mistake that I went against my neighbor. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But this type of stuff does happen. There should be no reason why a mother should be getting a phone call. Her son, her daughter just got off work of their own establishment where they provide for their family. or they're at work, period. And they're going from point A to Z and they're getting psyched that they free will. Or because someone was trying to catch a couple of bills. That mother's so devastated, don't even know if she's coming or going. That should never be your household. I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form. Her only child, wow, who would have knew? That would have been her last phone call on his lunch break, saying RIP to my baby. What a mistake. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a female. My content is not for everyone. How folks don't look at you like you a good person. All they look at you as a potential. To psych you at your free will when it comes to your intentions. You could have straight A's all day long. You could be that mother and father at the end of the day that got good intentions towards your baby. Show them the way to become their best self vision of themselves. But hold on one second. All they need was that phone call away. All they was to hold on one second. Your baby just caught a case. Being blackmailed by somebody else's child. Only was to hold on one second. Sometimes it goes differently. Getting a phone call from the hospital. And that last phone call that you had was that first morning phone call. It's getting late, after 12 o'clock. What happened to such and such? Only to realize that, hold on one second. Someone projected a number on your baby and your baby had a name. And no mother and father should have to endure that pain. Or because someone wanted to get a couple of dollars. Or because someone saw your child was truly gifted. Or because your child had swag and someone thought, hold on one second, I want to take that today. And that's not how you raising your baby, because everybody doesn't raise their baby, regardless of the environment, to live in that type of pain, to project on the next neighbor at the end of the day. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. How a mother's going from point A to Z, how a father's going from point A to Z. Yeah, they not in the same household, but that baby truly loves their folks. That baby's truly mentally okay, because that mother and father make sure that baby's okay when they walk in these streets alone. Only to realize, hold on one second, who would have knew they would never see their baby again, all because of the fact that someone had a lack of self-control. How does it become the norm? It didn't matter what neighborhood you lived in for someone to do you wrong, let alone an innocent child. Who would have knew? Didn't matter age, time, or day, because the enemy was. Misery loves company, knocking at your door. Nah, for real. Going toe to toe with you when you least expect it. You didn't ask for that. You was truly protected. Some people are able to walk away, some not. But damn, you wasn't trying to catch a case. Now you looking for somebody that took your baby. Something that you least expected. Hold on one second. How could it be my baby? I didn't sign up for this. My child didn't sign up for this. Doesn't matter how old they are. That's still your baby. Some people don't care about their children, but there's ones that do. And the disrespect be so loud because the what your child had on that day. First thing they saying they was gang related, but that was never the case. You just like to make sure your child is okay mentally. You like to make sure that they fit in, but they don't fit in. When you know, you know. I don't mean no disrespect. Making sure they have what everybody else is wearing. You know how that go. When it comes to swag or whatever the case may be, they don't want to feel left out, being bullied. But when your child's authentic and different, was it supposed to be your baby catching a number that day? It could go either way. It's a train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But God sees everything. When God sees everything, it's not malicious intentions when God sees everything. Because once you go up against, especially a chosen one, oh, that energy is different. That baby shed a tear for all the right reasons to let go, because God was taking over the well. You thought it was fun and games, throwing spark in a toxic way, energy harvested off someone's energy. But hold on one second, that was really a mistake. Playing with spark in a toxic way, trying to destiny swipe with somebody, epic failure. God damn. Hacking folks' devices and then you try to lie on someone's name just to blackmail them so you could catch a case. All because you was doing shit for likes and going on cloud chasing. And your mask fell off. Misery loves company. The innocent person disturbed your peace because they knew how to elevate. When it came to having common sense, that hold on one sec, we all not the same. It didn't matter what they went through or overcame when it comes to their past. They stayed before they self today. They wasn't running from their past. Then it's just different. They know how to take accountability for their actions. But when God closed certain doors and that chosen one's life is for all the right reasons, they would never understand that. Hold on one second. What confidence looks like when it comes to their faith. That blueprint, hold on one second, can nobody take away. A soul that can't be sold, the energy is different. Trying to say something about their free will when it comes to their intentions. All because of your low IQ score didn't matter the department you was in at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully when it came to your tax bracket. Jealousy and envy is so disgusting. It really is. Jealousy and envy is so disgusting. And for you to have a hateful or jealous mindset and you have a child, you wouldn't want someone to project that on your baby. And I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form. Because you should not want to have that phone call or your child telling you what you just projected on someone else's child, regardless to how old you are. And I say that respectfully. And especially if you're a hardworking man or woman that provides for your household and you make sure they have the latest this, you make sure they have the nice this, you make sure they have this, they have what they want. You shouldn't want to have that mindset of having somebody trying to suck your baby out their free will because of the fact that you're able to provide. And even if you're not able to provide, you're able to love your child because people get jealous of that too. People get jealous and be envy because someone knows how to love somebody or someone gets genuine, authentic love. Like people be having that jealous mindset. How people could just be their authentic self and people just gravitate to somebody. It doesn't matter if you have money or not. How the mindset of being jealous and envy is so disgusting. And it doesn't matter how old you are because you are somebody's child. And especially a heavenly mother and heavenly father. You're somebody's child. Before you got into the womb, you got here. Before you got into the womb, before you got here, God gave you an assignment. God showed you love. God showed you light. God showed you peace. God showed you respect. God showed you not to be divided. And then you get here and then you forget everything. Because we're not supposed to be kicking each other down, our brother and our sister down. It don't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. And it makes it so disrespectful and so divided is because it's so much labels when it comes to people culture. Because if you really want to get technical, I don't mean no disrespect. It's bigger than culture. It's bigger than culture. It really is. Everybody practices different, but it's bigger than culture. But everybody has their own little preference. Cool, fine, and dandy, but respect is a two-way street. You're not for me, I mind my business over here. This community's not for me, I ain't gonna say get your free will. You're not wrong for speaking up for someone disrespecting you. Never allow someone to make you feel like you gotta live in fear. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Because someone has jealousy and envy tendencies towards you. Well, I don't like the way you tie your shoes, so I want to get your free will. I don't like the fact that you're gifted, so I want to get your free will. I don't like the fact that you know how to love yourself, regardless of what trauma and pain was endured with you, and you stand before yourself today. And I have all this hate and animosity and envy within me, and I don't want you to elevate faster than me. So I want to suck you at your free will. And then then certain individuals group up amongst each other and then project spell work towards the innocent person. You got to play with spell work. You got to energy harvest. You got to try to destiny swipe with somebody. You cannot destiny swipe with someone that has a blueprint already endured within them. That's a child of God. That's a chosen one, a real one at that. There's a lot of folks walking around talking about they chosen. If you real chosen one, you don't look at your neighbor like a hater. You wouldn't sit there and hack folks' devices. The God's light is not that light. And I say that respect, that's nothing but the devil. That's nothing but the devil. And I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form. There's a good God and there's a bad God. We all do not pray the same. And I do not worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless of my sexual orientation. When God is elevating you and God is restoring you for every season that's being allowing you to see another day, it's a light that shines over you. That certain folks are so irritated by because you acknowledge yourself, you love yourself. Even days when you couldn't see, God was by your side this whole entire time. The God that's within you and the God that's by your side is allowing you to elevate because of the fact that you are deciding to choose yourself. Certain people don't choose to choose themselves in the right light. And when you don't choose yourself, that's not the innocent person's fault. It's not. It should be no reason why you're comparing yourself to someone else's gifts. There's no reason why you have to discourage your neighbor because they're truly gifted. They're different. They're unique. They're special in their own way. They're not bothering you. It bothers you the fact that you see someone's growth. It bothers you the fact that, damn, this person actually means what they say. Elevation looks good. Elevation feels great. Elevation, I choose myself today. I want to do the same. Instead of you kicking somebody down, why don't you, neighbor? And especially if this person is very intuitive and they ain't got ill intentions towards people, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Maybe they can help you. And I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form, because my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself and be mindful and wise when listening to a karmic about a child of God, and especially a chosen one at that. Don't project more karma on yourself because someone is jealous, someone is envy, someone wants someone else's light because that happens sometimes. The authentic one is God's blueprint. The authentic one, I respect my neighbor. I didn't have to blackmail my neighbor. I didn't. The energy is different. When you say that you're changing your life for the better and you're not running from your past, the energy is different. There's a lot of folks who run from their past when it comes to projecting spell work on an innocent person. There's a lot of folks who run from their past from hacking folks' devices. There's a lot of folks who run from their past when, hold on one second, you mean to tell me you try to destiny swipe with somebody? You was energy harvesting of someone's energy? Or the one who said, oh yeah, God is not real, so we're gonna continue doing what we're doing and continue to psych this person with their free will. Or we're going to manipulate this person and hack their devices or whatever case may be, have someone ear hustle and tell their every move so we can blackmail them or whatever the case may be to get them out of character. And we know that's not their character. We know it's not. But we're going to paint them out to be somebody they're not because everybody loves them. Everybody respects them. And we want people to look at them in a light where they're not who they say they are because this type of stuff happens. When an innocent person knew how to respect their neighbor, that innocent person knew how to acknowledge their neighbor regardless if you was a karmic or not. The innocent person actually didn't have malicious intentions towards you. They actually wanted to become your best self vision of yourself, but in your own lane, with your own creativity. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, nobody has any input when it comes to my ideas, but my heavenly mother and my heavenly father. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day when it comes to my creativity. Nobody ever helped me when it comes to my creativity. Can't nobody get credit for God's work but God, and God sees everything. So when God installed that blueprint within that child of God and that chosen one, and I don't mean no disrespect, my heavenly mother, my heavenly father, God knew what they was doing when they was working on that person individually. You have your own personality. Can't nobody take that away from you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. Even if they sit there and watch you for years, even if they sat there and try to copycat you, they can't take your swag. That's God's baby. You come up with an idea. Someone try to water you down, say that you're a copycat, but you're far from that. They can never take what God gave you. When it comes to creativity, even when you try to water it down, and there's individuals that water things down But I tell you one thing, they know how to put respect on their neighbor's name. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. That energy is different. They don't sit there and say, you know what? Forget you, F you. Nobody gonna believe you anyway. No, it's real ones that actually put respect on their neighbor name, regardless of what they're going through mentally. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. They know how to respect their neighbor. I feel your little creativity, what you got going on. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Fall from a hater, but whatever. Well, I acknowledge you, but you're not for me. But I'm gonna keep it pushing. There's no reason to psych them out their free will. There's no reason to have all this hate and jealousy and envy because you didn't get the gifts that someone has when it comes to creativity, when it comes to God's blueprint. It may be something in your life that you never had actually found that fits you yet. You probably have a little swag in you, but you just haven't picked up your gifts yet because everything is not for everyone. Just like everybody cannot draw, everybody cannot act, everybody cannot sing, everybody cannot rap, everybody cannot be a doctor. Because there's certain folks that don't have a steady hand. What are you doing in that field anyway, you jackass, trying to hurt people? Not everybody can play basketball. Not everybody can become a teacher. And not everybody is supposed to be a parent. And I don't mean no disrespect. My content is not for everyone. And that's okay. But I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. I do not worship the devil, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding it when I say the word God. And when I use the word God, I don't use it to manipulate people. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because God is not for sale. I do not energy harvest off innocent people's energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not destiny swipe for anybody because I have my own light within me. God's blueprint. I do not have to play with spoken attacks way towards my neighbor to cause confusion in their life. Neighbor, you're going right. You need to be going left. We need to regroup because you're mad and you are worthy of not shortchanging yourself, especially what you overcame already. Those folks are not for you, neighbor, and that's okay. It's certain individuals that come into your life that's an angel, and there's certain individuals that come into your life that hold the light of a chosen one. And when they come into your life, be mindful how you treat folks because God sees everything. And I say that respectfully. And it's so crazy because certain things happen into your life when it comes to bad things start to fall apart or whatever. You would swear up and down that someone is projecting spell work on you. And that's not the case because a real chosen one, we don't have to hack folks' devices. A real child of God, we don't have to hack folks' devices. We don't have to gang up with a group of community to project spell work on anybody. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Energy harvesting of someone else's energy. Why would I want to drain my neighbor for when God is already restoring my neighbor? It's not making sense. God is already picking my neighbor up, showing that, hold on one second. You are worthy. You didn't need validation to become your authentic self. You just knew how to respect your neighbor. All right, them folks ain't for you. God redirecting you again. Okay, them folks ain't for you. God is redirecting you again. You tried. You didn't think that you was better than nobody. You wasn't trying to catch a case. That energy is different. Because folks be having ill intentions. Or because of the fact that you believe in your faith and you just know how to respect your neighbor that day. How this type of stuff happens, it doesn't matter what community you are in. And it doesn't matter about your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, or your religion. My content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, when my heavenly mother, my heavenly father, God, steps in, it's just the when they pissed, they pissed. And I say that respectfully. When they're pissed, they're pissed. And especially bothering somebody, going up against somebody that damn sure wasn't doing nothing to you. God saw when that person introduced themselves to you. God saw, like, you know how you have the first day of school when you elementary school and stuff, or whatever the case may be, whatever school you in. You know how when you first start school and you start meeting the new kids in school, whatever case may be. Everybody's so nice the first few days, right? Everybody's so nice. That's how they supposed to be. But then there's always that one bully, right? There's always that one bully that don't like you because why? Their mother don't love them. Their father don't love them. They gotta wear the same clothes over and over again. They're getting abused at home, but that had nothing to do with you. It's like the mindset, it continues from childhood up until folks' adulthood, but it's just a different subject now. All right, you had your mother and your father in the household. You may had some absentees when it came to your folks not showing up for you, whatever the case may be. But damn, you still projecting that mindset on an innocent person that had nothing to do with you. Meaning, you projecting the bullyism on an innocent person. But now the bullyism is different now. It's in a format of energy harvesting. It's in a format of projecting spell work. It's in a format of sending low frequencies, vibrations towards an innocent person so they won't elevate. It's in a format now of you have to gang up with a group of people to go up against one person because you lack self-control. Misery loves company and it lives within you. And you saying that you love yourself, but the fact that you don't have self-control when it comes to discipline, this is how your love language is when it comes to being a bully. My content is not for everyone. And I understand when I use certain words, when I say bullyism or whatever the case may be, it sounds so childish. But there are overgrown ass adults who do this to other adults too. And then certain individuals sit in the background and say, well, how could you let them just bully you, as the case may be? First of all, when you're dealing with spell work and when you're dealing with certain individuals, that tick for tack at the end of the day, you put that in God's hands because God sees everything. And when you truly protected by God, these folks gonna think they got away with certain things. And I say this respectfully. They're gonna think they got away with it. But when God steps in, that energy is different. You know, the same ones that say God ain't real, 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 God is real. The same way you wanted something to be taken from somebody, the same way you wanted this to happen, that to happen. It may not be in the same format as how you dish it out because it will hurt the most because of the fact that it should not be projected on your child. It should never have to be that way. The most disgusting thing that I ever saw in my life, and it broke my heart to pieces, is how this individual, he and she, was out here playing with Spoke in a toxic way. And I kept warning these fools, leave innocent people alone. Leave them alone. They didn't understand what I was saying. They like, whatever, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Nothing gonna happen to me. All right. Keep thinking nothing gonna happen to you. Now you can't even control your own household. That's how bad it is. You can't even control your own household. You trying to get help for somebody in your household that you can't even help because of the fact that you forgot to help yourself. Because of the fact that you decided to be the enemy and you decided to be on devil's time at the end of the day. Because you was worshiping the devil. That's what the devil told you to do. When certain people are a certain part of in certain groups or societies or whatever the case may be, they don't even realize what they sign themselves up for. They don't. How you got a good kid at home and how that good kid turned into a good kid to a bad kid, but they're not a bad kid. You trying to figure out what happened to your child, what happened to you, because that was not you. That was never you. That's not how you. That's not how your grandmother raised you. That's not how your grandfather raised you. That's not how your mother and your father raised you to be. Because now when they look back at you, they like, hold on 1 second. That's not how you was raised. We didn't play with Spoke in no household. You ain't see us do that. You may probably saw us pick up a cigarette, pick up a drink, pick up this substance or whatever the case may be. Thank God you didn't pick it up because you could have went down that route, but you didn't. And for it to be projected on your child, that's something that you said you wouldn't allow. And you never had a bad behavior when it came to being an adult. You wasn't you. I mean, when you was a child, like you didn't have that bad behavior. You may had your days, but you didn't act out wild. Like you wasn't wild. Only for you to realize, hold on 1 second, you became an adult now, playing with spell work in a toxic way. doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. Now, hold on one second. You forgot about your household. You brought the devil in your house. Hello? I'm trying to control it. That's the devil. I'm controlling you now. Because you know what? You decided to go up against your own self. And because you went up against your own self, you allowed the devil in. And now you're trying to get rid of the devil and you can't. You can't. And it's crazy because there's certain people that is getting their life together. You laughed at them. And you didn't understand why they was getting their life together. You didn't understand why they overcame. You didn't understand why a certain abuse that they had to deal with. So why they stand before themselves today. They went through that type of poison. They went through this type of poison. They went through this type of behavior. Being homeless, being rejected, being this, being that, whatever the case may be, in unhealthy relationships, folks not protecting them. You didn't understand and you laughed at them. And only was a hold on one second. You brought all that behavior in your own household. You brought that in your household. Now your child looking at you like, F you. You going to this therapist, that therapist, this therapist, that therapist. Now you all drained out like, what's next? And you scared to sleep in your own house. That's scary. Because you decided to entertain something you had no business. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. And now you're running from yourself. And it's so sad that other innocent people have to live with what you've done. My content is not for everyone. Certain individuals play with Spoic and don't even know what they're playing with. And there's some people who play with Spoic that don't have kids and they don't care about your kids. But then you have people who have kids that actually care about you and your kids because they would not put you in a predicament with your back against the wall for you losing your kids. They wouldn't put your back against the wall, you losing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. My content is not for everyone. Know the difference. Someone that's truly for you and your family, regardless if they have kids or not, and I mean this respectfully, they're not going to put you in a predicament of losing yourself. They're not. My content is not for everyone. You can disrespect me all day long, but I know where my pain started and I knew where it ended. That energy is different. Always be yourself and be mindful and wise when ganging up with people to go up against one person. Be mindful and wise when ganging up against somebody and you don't know who's truly protecting them. Certain folks thought they knew they math, but the math wasn't that enough. He goes, hold the fuck up, hold on, I ain't trying to finish shit. No, 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 no. And not one time did the innocent person disrespect you. Not one time did the innocent person wish bad on your life. Not one time. I truly hope that you continue to find peace with that neighbor. And I say that respectfully because I don't worship the devil. And it's a lot of people who are dealing with this type of stuff today. And they stand before themselves today and they don't have a voice because they live in fear. They don't have a voice because they feel like, hold on one second. I don't want to shortchange myself. I don't want to shortchange myself to say the wrong thing. I don't live in fear. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. If something was truly yours, it doesn't have to take a whole community and different area codes to suck them out their free will or their pockets. And I say that respectfully. And that's how you would feel as a parent too. If something is your child's, it should be no reason why someone in a different community, in multiple communities, even overseas, should be trying to suck your child out their pockets or their free will. And I don't mean no disrespect in no shape or form. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Every community is not for you. And when God closes certain doors in your life when it comes to your past, when it comes to maturity, it's just certain people who's going to definitely lie on you. It's going to be people who's going to paint a picture of somebody that you're truly not. There's going to be people that's going to antagonize you, pay individuals to come into your life to try to say get your free will. But when God is truly protecting you, no, you're not wrong for speaking up for yourself. No, you're not running from your past. No, you knew how to take accountability for your actions and why you stand before yourself today as the the man and woman that you're becoming for all the right reasons. You never said that you was better than anybody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You just wear confidence differently. It antagonizes somebody because they haven't went within to do right by themselves. So if it's going to bother someone that lacks self-confidence, that has self-esteem problems, and that has nothing to do with you, innocent person. So continue to be your authentic self. Continue to show up for you. Continue to understand the confidence that God endured within you, that you are worthy to love yourself for another day. It wasn't an easy process loving yourself. You had to overcome so many obstacles, adjust the mindset to hold on 1 second. I can't become my worst enemy another day. I found balance. Thank you, God, for showing me direction when it comes to order in my life. Thank you for giving me the self-control. Thank you for giving me the patience. Thank you for showing me the worth that was endured within me. Even when folks overlooked me, they didn't know how to protect me, don't respect me, taking my kindness for weakness. They paid me out to be the villain in their story, but I wasn't trying to catch a case. I had to heal certain wounds that was open to understand that, hold on 1 second, I am worthy of healing. Childhood trauma is real. It went into your adulthood, not one I was told. How you stand before yourself today as the man and woman that you're becoming. And you didn't have to play with spoken attacks away. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. You didn't have to energy harvest or focus energy. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You didn't have to destiny swipe of folks. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You did not. You was not like everybody else because not else is the same. It's individuals that walk around here that actually have a heart. They do. They have a heart. They don't worship the devil. They don't got to burn this candle. They don't got to do this. They don't have to project on you. They want you to become your best self vision of yourself. They acknowledge and respect you, but hold on 1 second. You're not for me, so I'm going to continue to stay in my lane. The energy is different. You know, when God reveals your enemy to you, certain folks think that you're better than somebody. Because when God reveals individuals to you, it's like, hold on 1 second. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. All right, no problem. They don't like me. All right, cool. But I hope nothing but the best for you. I ain't got to will ill until I don't got to wish bad on you. I just hope that whatever you doing over there, it ain't got nothing to do with me or affect me. Just keep becoming your best self vision of yourself over there, love yourself or whatever. And that's okay. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My content ain't for everybody. My lips mad freaking dry. What the fuck? Ah! Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. And yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are handsome. And yes, you are worthy. I never knew being your authentic self was a crime for your neighbor to go and tell the community, hold on 1 second, you're crazy. You're slow, stupid, and retarded because you're expressing yourself in the comfort of your own zone. I never knew that was a crime. And especially when you're not hurting nobody, and especially when you're not disrespecting nobody. I never knew it was a crime. I never knew it was a crime. I see folks all day long talking to themselves when they walk in the street. They talking to themselves. You don't know who they talking to, but we live in a spiritual world. Which let me lay that. We leave that for later day. But they mind their business. They're not hurting nobody. They're not kicking nobody. They're not throwing their hands at nobody. They're just going from point A to Z. My content is not for everyone. People pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to antagonize. People pick and choose who they want to blackmail. People pick and choose, oh, we don't see nobody coming and going, so we're going to manipulate you. We're going to psych you at your free will. We're going to put you in a mental institution. We're going to get you locked up so we can strip everything from you. This type of people have that mindset. It's folks that really have this type of mindset, how they sit within amongst a group of people and plot against the innocent person. And there's nothing cute or funny about it. And nothing makes you attractive either. It really don't. Because God sees your intuitions. God sees what you're projecting on his child. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And one thing I ain't got to do is lie. The energy is different. How it took a whole group of people to go up against one person. But neighbor, you stand before yourself today. You lack confidence, but you're not being steered in the wrong direction. Continue to be patient with time and day. Don't give up on yourself, regardless who gave up on you that day. You matter and you are worthy. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Today is currently April 5th, 2025. Always be your authentic self. How someone has to sit there and dig up somebody's past just to blackmail them so they won't elevate in life. So you would strip their lifestyle from them. You would get them, you would make sure they're homeless. You would make sure they're not able to provide for themselves. You would make sure they will be psyched at their free will when it comes to being not emotionally available. And that was funny to you. But in the same token, the same projection that you're putting on someone, you wouldn't want someone to do that to you. And then the innocent person is wrong for speaking up for themselves. Like, hold on 1 second. You might want to continue to have your finances that the way you have right now because you may not have that one day. Because if an innocent person speaks up for themselves, you damn sure ain't gonna have that. You're walking with the wrong group of people. And that innocent person wasn't wrong for saying what they said that day. And they don't take back what they said that day. Because not everybody is for you. They're not. And for someone to put you in that predicament at the end of the day, they damn sure not for you. That's nothing but the devil's talking. And especially when you have a good heart. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone. When you fall from a hater, when you fall from having that mindset of having that jealousy and envy projection on someone, never feel wrong for standing up for yourself. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be your authentic self. When you don't run from your past, that energy is different. That self love looks different. You don't look at your neighbor like competition. Understanding what they overcame while they stand before they self today. They wasn't doing it for likes of doing cloud chasing. That energy is different. I ain't have to dig up your past and humiliate you, blackmail you, paint you out to be the villain of my story. I ain't have to hack your devices right to left. I ain't have to take a whole community to go up against you, let alone I ain't have to forge a scene to that day either. My content is not for everyone. It's not. By hacking someone's device because you didn't want them to elevate, by hacking someone's device because you didn't want them to become their best self vision of themselves. Someone says they changing their life for the better, and you want to dim their light. You know, it's some people who talk all day long, but there are certain individuals who make it make sense in their book when it comes to their love language. They show up every single day. It's a rhythm that you don't understand is confidence. It bothers certain individuals. Hold on 1 second. Someone was letting go for all the right reasons. It's certain individuals that say what they mean, what they say. Actions speak louder than words when you truly held to go within. And it should never have to take a whole community to go up against one person. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And then you sit there and take notes on somebody. And then you sit there and try to water them down. Don't put respect on their name. Then you sit there and say they're copycat. But when they fall from that, you was antagonizing somebody, try to get them out of character so your story can actually add up to somebody that truly wasn't. Only was that God had enough of your one-sided opinions. It's a train of thought for me. Always be yourself. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. It's not. There's no need for you to be cursing at this TV screen or your phone or whatever the case may be, watching and disturb your own peace. You bring your own blood pressure up at the end of the day, trying to catch your own case in the ER. It's a train of thought for me. That's just the extra bill for you. I'm understanding my own lane. You're not for me. And I wasn't trying to catch a case. That energy is different. You projecting your own pain. One sided when it came to your mind games. Sitting there seeing if the spell work actually works. Sitting there seeing, hold on 1 second, is this person actually not becoming any best self vision of themselves another day? Are they tumbling over their words? Are they speaking this way, speaking that way, or whatever the case may be? Is the black magic working? Is the beauty spell working? When it comes to my creativity, I do not work with anybody. I am my own team. And I say that respectfully. I don't do third party conversations when it comes to he say, she say. If it wasn't directly to me, I never heard it because I wasn't trying to catch a case. I never heard it because I'm far from a hate, and I say that respectfully. And I don't mean no disrespect. And I do not work with anybody, and I never did. I just knew how to acknowledge my neighbor. When there's a one-sided conversation that may have been nabbed up because I had no participation to hold on 1 second, I'll be standing here today to have to speak up for myself because folks went against me, or because I knew how to respect my neighbor, and my neighbor didn't know how to respect me. My neighbor saw something when it came to my life, and they wanted to segment my conscience when it came to my free will, or because of the fact that they had lack of self-control when it came to discipline. They forgot to show up for themselves, to actually mean what they said. They love themselves to go within. I'm far from a hater, and I don't look at my neighbor like competition. And I don't have to hack folks' devices. I don't have to gang up with a group of people to go up against one person. I don't have to pay this person, pay that person to segment their free will or their conscience. I don't have to play with spoke in a toxic way. I don't have to energy harvest off folks' energy, and I don't have to destiny swipe with nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I do not live in fear. I am Naya genuine love, respect, and I stand before myself today. Time and change and growth, the unconditional love they will never understand how you maintain. When they try to suck at your free will, if you spoke at you in a toxic way, you're supposed to be bent out of shape. Always be yourself. Overcoming spell work is not easy. It's not. Overcoming dealing with pain and trauma that it took a group of people to go up against you. It's not easy to overcome because not everybody is the same. And especially when you're a real chosen one, it's not an easy path. But you are loved and you are respected, and every community is not for you because the right community that's truly for you, especially when you're a child of God, too, no disrespect. They would never energy harvest off your energy. They would never destiny swipe at you. They would never send low frequencies towards you. They would never project spell work in a toxic way towards you. It would never have to take a whole group of people to go up against one person. My content is not for everyone. Everybody's saying God ain't real, but God is real. Even when they say, oh, but where's your God at now when I'm jumping you or when I'm beating you up or I'm sucking at your free will, God sees everything still. God is taking note of everything. Just like God took note of when you hacked someone's devices that day. God took note of when you had the jealousy and envy mindset towards an innocent person that actually had a heart, that actually respected you. And because you said someone was a copycat, you thought they were supposed to be mad. That's what you wanted them to do that day. And they never signed up for your scripts. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding. They was blackmailed and they didn't have no acknowledgement of what was going on. And then you sit there and disrespect somebody looking for a reaction to antagonize somebody, or because someone stood up for themselves and they wasn't wrong. Never allow someone to make you feel like you're wrong for speaking up for yourself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully, and especially when you're not being disrespectful in no shape or form. And especially when you're not putting your hands on nobody in no shape or form, your feet is to the ground still. You didn't have to spit on nobody. You didn't have to head bomb no head. I can't even say the goddamn word. I don't do shit like that. You didn't have to hit your head on somebody. You didn't have to elbow somebody. You didn't have to do any of the above. All you did was speak up for yourself as the man and woman that you are. You're not wrong for speaking up for yourself, and you wasn't disrespectful in no shape or form. Someone kept antagonizing you. It took a whole community antagonize you. After a while, you get tired of it. Just leave me alone. I'm not bothering nobody. You could pay me out how you want me to pay me out to be whatever camera is which way, that way, to antagonize me, fine and dandy. But God sees everything. My content is not for everybody. Always be yourself and no misintentions. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. Love yourself. I gotta go. Have a safe year, weekend, evening, day, a week ahead of you. You matter and you are worthy. I am Naya Genuine Love Respect, and I am the original owner of Naya Genuine Respect content. I don't care what he say, she say, gotta say about any of my creativity because I'm the one who come up with the ideas. And I never gave nobody permission to use my creativity as they own. I never gave nobody permission to blackmail me to say that I gave them permission to use my creativity. I never gave nobody permission to use my name or in my personal information as their own personal use. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Today is currently April 5th, 2025, and it's currently 4:01 p.m. Always be yourself. I'm far from a hater. I don't look at my neighbor like competition. I truly want you to elevate in the most healthiest way. Healing trauma pain is not a race overnight process, but you are worthy when you're mentally ready to show up for you, to love you properly. Thank you for your time. Peace and respect, so respect should never stop the bonds. Humanity are worthy. When your dreams come true, never dim your light. Go you, neighbor, 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 don't dim your light. Far from a hater, far from a copycat. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a copycat. What about you? Misunderstood and hated about you. Man, I'm hated about you for no goddamn reason. Oh my God. Always be yourself and no extensions. I'm far from a copycat. Always be yourself. I'm not your genuine love, respect. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Stop the violence. Stay out of trouble. Protect your energy and protect you and your family with no misattentions. Thank you for your time.